Andy, almost the perfect away day, also disappointing when you concede so late, but overall, how satisfied are you with things?
Delighted with the defensive resolution of the team, of all the players who were on the pitch. We defended our box really well. We restricted them for so much ball possession to very limited chances. They were the team in the ascendancy and had control of the game for the majority of it. But we've come here on the opening day of the season and picked up a point. And what it does give us is that connection, because when you're a new group, they don't really know that much about each other on and off the pitch yet. So those things will come and grow, hopefully. But when you've got that desire to try to not get beat and not to give up chances in your own box, that gives you a hell of a lot to build on. So delight from that aspect. With the ball, we weren't very good, hence why we're always in that low block. So obviously always things for us to look at and things that we need to get better at, but game one we've got a point on the board.
First half in particular, you did cause one or two problems. You high line, you were pressing them, and of course that led to the goal. I think Kenny won a 50-50, got a corner and then recycled the ball from the corner. Great cross by Ritchie, Cam's headed down, and Connor Jennings, you know, you can't keep him out of the action sometimes. A great finish.
Yeah, we highlighted pre-game about their setup from corners and where we could potentially get an overload, and Noah was that overload. So it's pleasing when those things come off and the players take the information on board. And it came from, as you say, a great second phase ball from Ritchie, and Cam puts it back across the goal. And I think the contact from Jenna was really, really good around the back post. So it gave us the lead. And we had a couple of moments where we did connect one or two passes and we broke through them, but it was very few and far between. So say things that we're pleased about, and most of them, the majority of them, were about our defending of our box. So obviously lots of aspects that we need to get better at. But again, coming back to it, group not being together for too long, and to come here and pick up a point, it is a good start for us.
And of course, getting a point on your trousers, you say, yeah, it brings the squad together. You know, you've had a long trip. You know, so three players training before the game who weren't involved today as well. You know, so building all that and then going home with, well, a reasonably happy coach, I would think, because you come away with something from this game. Yeah,
to get anything away from home was obviously difficult, and it was obviously a challenge last year to get anything away from home. So it's a good point. Say it gives them something to look at and focus on, that we can come away, and if you are in that low block, which we were for long periods, so we defended our box really well.
Also, it means with younger players come on, you made the substitutions there as well. I mean, and they've got to learn about what it means when you haven't got the ball, and how you press the ball and when to press and how that works as well. So it's a learning curve, not just for your experienced players, but your younger players particularly as well.
Yeah, of course. And the younger players coming into the group are learning as we go along, and they've missed some of our pre-season, so they're still picking up messages, but they went out there and give it everything. We thought that we might be able to get some transitional moments and be able to carry the ball up the pitch, or use Taylor's pace to maybe get in behind. But say we were put far from great with the ball. But say what we did was defend our box really well.
720 fans have come all this way on the very first day of the season. I mean, that's amazing, isn't it? You've got a great ovation from the end. They appreciate all the effort the team have put in today. You talked about that connection between Mo manager, players, fans. It's still there, Andy.
Yeah, and it has to stay there, and they want to see certain things, and we want to produce certain things which aren't negotiable, that the players have to do. Otherwise, I want them to be telling each other, demanding each other. I'll be telling them, and then supporters obviously will let them know if they're not happy with certain things in terms of effort. But the group say give everything. We weren't technically great, but we went right to the end. We tried our real best to try and nick that 1-0, which would have been great. But I think, if I'm being really honest, they were deserving of at least a point.
A manager once said to me, if you want to compare season to season, look at the results last season and can you improve on them? Well, it's +1 after Colchester last year, so that's not a bad start.
Yeah, good. So now we've got the 2 home games, and obviously you generally look at the quality of the first game, and we saw the game last night on TV, Luton against Wimbledon, and it was lacking any kind of technical quality really, and people are still finding the way and finding each other out, and your preparation going to the game is not as good as it is after 4 or 5 games, because you've seen what the opposition are trying to do. So listen, lots of credit to Danny and his team. So I thought they were certainly the better team with the ball and had more control of the game. But I'll say I'm delighted with the aspects I've already mentioned from our team.
And a quick update on fitness. I mean, Luke McGee, we weren't quite sure if he'd start today, but seemed to get through that one all right.
Yeah, I'd say he's progressed through this week, and was it a calculated risk? Yeah, and if it would have gone wrong, it would have been my fault. We've had some good conversations this week, and we've progressed him safely, so he felt more than comfortable. It's not ideal, obviously, because he's only played 45 minutes and missed nearly 2 or 3 weeks of pre-season, but he's an experienced goalkeeper. It's not as if he's running around, is it? You know, he's in the net, he's just got to stand in his box and stop the ball going in the net. So good to have him back out there, but now we need to increase his training load now to get him up to match speed, and I'm sure he'd agree with that.
Couldn't do anything about the equaliser, certainly that flew past him today. I mean, that was a worldie in the end that got him a point, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a great finish, you know, and Lee stopped the lad from turning, so he chased it back into space, and we've got somebody virtually on his toes, but it's a great first touch and hit, and it goes in the top corner. And I say, for all their ball possession and control and getting us pinned in, they didn't really create that much. You know, Luke made a save, I think, from a wide free kick, but neither did we. And I'm not obviously covering up that. We scored from probably our opportunity that we had. So listen, always things that we need to get better at and focus on, but delighted with what we produce in and around our own box, and that desire to not concede chances and not concede goals.
Safe journey home, and look forward to the next home game.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, Andy.
Cheers, guys.